Hey everyone, today I'm in Okmulgee, Oklahoma, and I was just driving around and happened on this little cemetery. Actually, it may not be so little, it's a little bit bigger than what I thought. But it's in the middle of a residential neighborhood, and it had kind of an old look to it, slightly abandoned, but I can tell it's been mowed now that I've walked up in here. But I thought we might walk around in through here and have a look a little. So just to show you where I'm at, I'm on West 13th Street and Morton. And have a look at that old mission style church that's over there. I'm guessing that that's probably a Catholic church. Beautiful looking here, and it's just kind of a little hilly street. But this is the entrance to the cemetery here. And now I parked over here in this parking lot. This is a YMCA, and then there's sort of an aquatic portion of the YMCA there. But this may have had some kind of entrance sign up above this, but this is Oakwood Cemetery. And what's interesting about this is it actually has a rock path through here, but it's been grown over by the grass. As you walk further in here up in the shade where the grass doesn't grow as well, you can see more of the rock path. It would have just went straight back through there. I'm not sure how far, but these final resting places, like this one is born October 18th, 1866 and died December 23rd, 1907. Alfred McGill. That's what that looks like. And here we have a Weimer or Weimer. Died May 24th, 1909, age 50 years old. That one's in really good shape. You can see a marker right over here. It kind of had a just posts all the way around the cemetery, or at least the front. And maybe the fence has eroded away. See a marker down here. Infant of Dr. and Mrs. E.T. Hensley, May 30th, 1902 to June 20th, 1902. Not very old. And this is John McCann, son of Charles and Viola H. Lamar, 1907 to 1909. Kind of is a little bit neglected. See some broken pieces here. I don't know if those field stones are marking anything. Lots of pecans in here. These are pecan trees through here. This says Confederate veteran. Look at that. Fred A. Myers. August 5th, 1842 to July 9th, 1902. Confederate veteran right there. So there's, here you can see more of the rock path that I was telling you about. Because I walked up through here. That's my car way over there. It's kind of hard to see on camera. This is Maggie, wife of John F. Crisson, born in 1852 and died in 1905. But these markers are spread really far apart. There's some up in this corner. I don't know. I don't think we can visit every one of them because I can see that this goes a ways back. Like I said, these are all sort of older markers. You could see that from the road. And I could actually see that this one was tumbled over and some of them were leaning. That one's in really bad shape right there. And they've tried to fix it at some point, I believe. And then it just fell over again. But someone has visited it. There's pennies on top right there. But you can see the different types of glues that they've used to try to seal that up there. And it's just fallen over again. It doesn't, I mean, it is sort of on a hill, but it doesn't seem bad enough to fall uphill like this. This is kind of uphill. Not sure. It's very hard to read. It looks like the last name is Moore, and they died in 1905. So you might have to look that up on Find a Grave if that's there. This is Lutheria? Lutheria Peck. And that is 1846 to 1905. That could be marking somebody else. In fact, I do think it's several layers and it's just been busted up, maybe from when they did mow. I can see a marker over there towards that house. I mean, so this cemetery really spreads out. You can see this tree. Check out this tree with this growth on it. These vines or whatever, maybe that's just part of the tree. No, there's vines in there, I see. He's just completely engulfed that tree. Look at that. It is thick. Can't even hardly see the bark. But I mean, like I said, middle of the neighborhood. There's graves up over there. And I'm stepping in like mole places, I guess, because I'm sinking in it every so often. But there's one lone marker right here next to that house. And that is Maud Spencer, September 1886 to March 1909. There's a marker right there. It's just kind of tumbled over and damaged. They've removed a tree at some point. Looks like it rotted away. That is definitely a marker there that has fallen over. It could be some up in through this mess. Well, right here, look. So it definitely makes me think that there would be more. Let's see who we got. That is pretty bad. I've actually got a broom in the car, but did not think to bring it with me. That is I don't want to walk all the way back to the car to get it, but that's what this needs really. Looks like last name is Myers, Martha Myers, wife of Charles Myers, and she died in 1907. It's kind of hard to clean off there, but I mean, there could be tons of markers covered up in this cemetery. There's one right over there. Here's one right here. Born in 1905 and died in 1907. And the writing on top of it to let you know who it is has just really worn off. Whatever that was on that marker, I can't even get that off. That could be marking somebody. And here's a long, tall marker. The writing is on the back side of this, I noticed. Look at here. Locust shell. Surely most of you people have probably seen those that come up in the summer. People that are from out of the area think that they're rattlesnakes, but this is some sort of veteran here. Extremely hard to read though. So it's just really eroded away. And you can see where this marker has fallen over and the ground is taking it over. Nature's taking it back. A lot of markers in here though. A lot more than what I thought. And they're made out of different materials, so some of them are in good shape and then others are not. Like that, the writing has pretty well eroded. Look at these little, that one's the base of something. But these are little markers here. And they're legible. And it says, happy infant, early blessed. Rest in peaceful slumbers rest. And the other one says, asleep, Jesus. And blessed sleep, from which none ever wake to weep. There's an anchor on that particular marker. And then you can see just sort of a plot area here, but this could be another marker that I'm actually standing on and not meaning to. Another base maybe. Lizzie Meek. Dolly Jefferson died 1902. The dates are gone on that one right there. This one is Julia Jackson, and you can see it's kind of like what maybe I might have been standing on accident, but little infant right there. And this is John W. Smith, a Mason, born May 27th, 1827, and died January 15th, 1905. A lot of little markers in here. I don't know if there is anyone notable in here. It makes me curious just because of that Confederate veteran up there. There could be someone of importance in here, and I just don't know. So maybe one of you with some good research skills can look it up on Find a Grave, Oakwood Cemetery. I'm really not even sure how much of this is documented. As you can see, things have been knocked over and they're covered up with leaves and brush and plant growth, foliage. This is Mitchell. Again, can't really read the top. It's eroded. Family plot area, pretty good size, so there's got to be more than one person in there, I would think. This one looks more legible over there. That's quite a memorial there. It's almost like a root cellar with the bricks lining it. Also trying to look out for snakes in here. This is 149th Illinois Infantry, and look like Jacob Herdez. There's no dates or anything on that. Company H. But that's interesting. There's one there that's fallen off of the base and someone has uprighted it. There's an old car in the backyard of this particular house right there. Look here. Here's one with a fence. And if you watch the channel much, you know I love these old fences like these old iron fences. There's one outside of the fence, so it may not be a relative or anything, just someone that happens to be interred next to him. Look here, Major Hiram Key. That would be interesting to look up if they really are a major and that's not a name. I actually know someone with the first name Major, so I don't know. March 22nd, 1882 to June 15th, 1912, one we love. Someone look that up and let me know. Major Hiram Key. That was pretty legible. And what's interesting about this one is really nice ironwork fence around this. I mean, this would have came out of the state probably. Yeah, there we go. I see this pretty common. Look at that dragonfly right there next to it. Dragonfly, oh, he flew off. Cincinnati Iron Fence Company from Ohio. But there are no markers in here unless they are flat-lying markers and all of the leaves and droppings from the trees throughout the years have covered them up. Don't see anyone in there. This could use a cleanup. There's a city park over here. I'm actually seeing nice manicured fields over there. I see a soccer goal. This is one of those frisbee golf goals. So we'll walk over to these just to kind of show you that, how close we are to what looks to be city property. This is pretty interesting. It makes me think of a live video that I did in Bethany, Oklahoma, where there is a cemetery on the grounds of a park like this next to a jogging trail. The jogging trail actually kind of jots around it. You can see the trail there, soccer goal, and frisbee disc golf, whatever you want to call it. And then not too far off of that soccer field and frisbee golf right there are these broken monuments. There's really no way of telling who that is right there. Look at this. George W. Washington. That's what this says. He actually has some gates that are opening up, and it says Washington down at the bottom. And gone but not forgotten, George W. Washington, 1852 to 1910. Pretty interesting. It says father at the top there. You can see people walking the trails right there. Another marker right over there. That's the aquatic center that I was mentioning earlier. YMCA. This is just a hilly cemetery here. Quite a bit of oak trees, but there are some pecan trees in here. See a little marker right over here. There's no telling what all is in between, because there's a marker. You can see how far over it goes. These are a couple markers here. That one's really not legible. Born and died sometime in the early 1900s, but it looks like it's just not legible really. It's just laid on its side to where the rain has eroded over the years. Now this one is, obviously it's an infant with that lamb on top. And Ellen McKay died on Valentine's Day, 1905, aged 3 months. And I don't know if there was another marker here. It makes you think that there was. There's a dead blue jay right there, the remains of a blue jay. This has been mowed, obviously, or this would be a lot taller. And we've had some pretty good rain in Oklahoma the last month, which is unusual for the summertime. There's a little marker there, but there's nothing that you can read on it. All through here on this hill could be final resting places that have no marker at all, or they're covered up just from everything washing down the hill. This one is a little brick one. It almost looks like a brick wall marking the name of the cemetery though. Long gone. Huh. You know, I skipped the one that looked like a root cellar and it's piqued my curiosity. I'll have to go back over and look. So this one is Lucy Bedingfield, 1833 to 1910. That one's in pretty good shape. This one here is one that I saw from a distance and I got distracted by this iron fence. But this is Abe W. Foster, born May 19th, 1858 and died November 9th, 1910. It says, at rest and blessed, blessed by rest and loved by rest and missed by rest, remembered by rest, for we shall meet in the sweet by and by down at the bottom. Has some tin here along the sides, and this just looked like it was almost like a root cellar style, but sort of a tomb that may have been a full arch across the top and it's eroded away. Like I said, I'm not for sure how many people were in here, but there's a lot more than what I thought there would be. Mrs. Lucy Burton, wife of John Burton, died October 3rd, 1907, age 59. A little marker right here. It's just not too legible, really. And like I said, they're just kind of scattered all through here. It's certainly been mowed this year. And it would really be difficult to tell where the markers are at so that you wouldn't damage them when you're mowing. This is a large one here I thought we would take a look at. Don't know who it is. When I see the large ones in a cemetery like this, it does make me curious who is there. This is Huff. Elizabeth Huff, born March 26, 1881 and died August 29, 1910. Blessed are the pure at heart, for they shall see God. And there's so many markers here, we can't stop at them all. I just thought this was fascinating, being right in the middle of a neighborhood like this. One's got a lot of growth on it. This is Elbin, Mrs. Angelina Elbin, died October 8th, 1908, age 78 years old. This one is almost all the way on the YMCA grounds. And it clearly had some sort of plate in there that I don't know if someone has taken, or maybe a tree limb fell off and snapped it at one time, broke that piece off. You can read this side at least. J.W. Watson, born August 17th, 1867 and died October 23rd, 1909. And it says, "Dear Father, in earth's thorny pass, how long thy feet have trod to find at last his peaceful rest, safe in the arms of God." Pretty neat cemetery though. There's a lot of history in here. And no telling what I could be skipping over. Somebody with a lot of history, somebody with a fascinating history, story. A lot of these are so much older. These are people that would have trekked here to Oklahoma back when this was a territory. So this is Foreman Crosley, Company E, 53rd United States Colored Infantry is what that is. Pretty interesting. That one's in really good shape compared to a lot of the others. And that one is not actually a tree that has died in here. It's actually a marker, and it said clap. That's all it said on it, C-L-A-P-P. This is Richard Raymond Frisbee, son of Mr. and Mrs. Frisbee, born December 31st, 1895, and died June 17th, 1909. And it says another link is broken down at the bottom. It's kind of ironic that that is broken right there, broken at the top. That plate has been broken off of the back. A lot of monuments in here could use a little care, but this takes money. And it's usually up to the family members, which could be long gone by now. Jess Casey, born July 6, 1862 and died April 24th, 1902. And then this is Baby Robinson, born November 16th, 1900 and died December 4th, 1900. Not very old at all. So this is a fascinating cemetery to walk through. Even if we don't know the history of it, you can still kind of walk around and get an idea of who the people were when they kind of came here. And this is an older one for Oklahoma. I hope you enjoyed it, and if you did, give it a thumbs up. Thanks for watching. We'll see you guys next time.